can you figure out the jungle jumble?
Let's press the button. That's right, it's Johnny and the Sprites.
And it's coming up on Playhouse Disney.
After a fascinatingly complex political campaign, Broadway show Avenue Q swept the Tony Awards, beating out Wicked by taking home Best Book, Best Score, and Best Musical in 2004. Rich Ross, the new worldwide president of the Disney Channel, was impressed by the talent and resume of Avenue Q protagonist John Tartaglia.
Everyone's a little bit racist sometimes. Doesn't mean we go around committing hate crimes.
Rich sent a letter backstage asking to talk to John about creating a brand new television show.
I was bad and I didn't respond to his letter, the very lovely letter that said he just wanted to meet and have dinner to talk about ideas. And so he, to his credit, sent another one. He sent another letter, and that one I was like, okay, I have to respond now. He literally said, you know, well, I really am a fan of your work, and I know you worked for years on Sesame Street, and how would you like to, have you ever thought about, you know, creating your own television show? And I was like,
From there, John and 4 other amazingly talented individuals brought the show to life.
The only thing Michael wanted me to make sure I hit home is he said, make sure to say that John Tartaglia, Daryl Watson, and then Michael Schupak were the co-creators. And then so the 3 of them teamed up with Jill Gluckson and Luis Gickow. And then so that's how, I guess he just wanted to make sure to hit that home of how the whole process went. So
Yeah.
I was like, let me just state that, you know.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's how I went.
They landed on a show about 2 small Sprite characters named Ginger and Basil that John had been creating since he was 16 years old. Less than a year from the original pitch between Rich and John, 5 3-minute shorts were aired as bumpers on the Playhouse Disney block on October 9th, 2005.
First, watch the premiere of Playhouse Disney's new mini-show, Johnny and the Sprites.
Your hiding like that just gave me a great idea. Let's play hide and go seek. That's a game we can all play together.
Mini show and tell. Catch the premiere of Johnny and the Sprites all month long inside Playhouse Disney.
These 5 shorts were smash hits. They had a very uniform setup and episode structure. The episode would open up with a problem that the Sprites had. They were all simplistic short messages that the kids could easily grab onto. Compromising, laughing, sharing, pride, and patience. All these themes are laid out simply with silly scenarios, but are never downplayed the fact that they are real and problems that people face. Johnny steps in and reassures Ginger and Basil that everything will be okay, singing a song to relate to the episode.
Comedy is funnier than juice. You can cover your head with a chocolate fondue if you want to make someone laugh. Play a crazy old song on a yellow kazoo. Now when people laugh every day, they can chase their troubles away. All you need is a bottle of seltzer or 2. When you make someone laugh, they feel better. It's true. And it's fun to make someone laugh with you.
Johnny's nosy neighbor, Mrs. Moldy Stew, peeks over the fence and asks what all the noise is about. The Sprites hide, and Johnny tries to explain away the disturbance. Just like most shows at the time, Johnny and the Sprites directly addresses you, the viewer. You're just a part of this story as anyone else. Back to Johnny and the Sprites, is there like a specific... Like, you watched it growing up, yes?
Yeah. So I remember, that's the thing too that confused me. I don't know if you felt the same way, but I didn't know that, and maybe I just didn't comprehend at the time. Going back, they started out as the little, like we said, the little, segments. And for some reason, I didn't connect those dots. So call me crazy, but I thought, oh, I get it. So those ushered in the longer series.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I was like, got it. So yeah. So I remember seeing more, I think, of the short segments growing up, and then later on, which is weird because I felt like I was. I'm 26, but I felt like I was older to be still watching that, but my eyes were still glued to the screen, even watching the fuller series. So.
Yeah. I was born in 2004, and all the 5 shorts came out on, I think it was like October 8th, 2008 or something. Like they released all 5 on the same day. I grew up more on the show, and then I spent the next however many years being like, hey guys, you remember Johnny the Sprites? And all my friends being like, no, what? So there was a period of time where I'm like, this show doesn't exist. I made it up.
You're like, I'm just crazy. You're like, I drifted all up.
Yeah,
I drifted all up. Yeah, no, my girlfriend told me the same thing, because when I said, you remember Johnny Sprites, right? She's like, the what? I'm like, you don't remember Johnny and the Sprites? She's like, no. So I'm like,
It's crazy.
same with you. Yeah, same
Yeah.
thing. Same thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You were a bit older, so I know they tackled more like morality, how to treat others, nature, people around you. Those were sort of like the themes of the show. Were there anything specifically that you can like pinpoint that you're like, oh, I took this theme with me or this lesson?
I think just being kind to others, that was, the main, to me, the main message that hit home. Even if you're different than someone else, you may not get along with somebody. You can always still, show kindness, be kind. That did really stick with me as I got older. And like I said, it's weird because I felt like I was not much older to be watching it, but still watching it, I could, take something away from it. And being a fan of puppetry and stuff like that, it definitely sparked my curiosity to see if I could create something, long lasting as well, either a creature character or trying to, go after that. So I think the Sprites definitely sparked that in me of, now when I go after creating a new character or even performing whatever, make sure I connect with the audience. So that definitely,
The show was a smash hit and immediately got picked up for a full 20-minute series. But first, some things are going to need to change.
Heads up, keep a lookout for the next big thing. Heads up, keep an ear out for a song to sing. Heads up.
Johnny and the Sprites, the little show you loved, is now a full half hour. That means more sprites, more magic, and more music.
'Cause the next big thing that happens might happen to you. Heads up, keep a lookout for a crazy day. Heads up, keep an eye out for a game to play. Heads up, 'cause you never know what sprites are gonna do. 'Cause the next big thing that happens just might happen to you.
Get ready for more music, more magic, and more Johnny and the Sprites. A new half-hour TV show weekend mornings at 10/9 Central on Playhouse Disney.
The set was going to get a complete makeover, and the show was going to move to a new soundstage.
The show was also filmed at Hoffman Astoria Studios, which is the same place that they filmed
Sesame Street. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes, sir.
incredible. Yeah, I remember you saying in your video you posted that it was Sesame Street was right upstairs.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it. Yeah.
These sets look amazing. Every single set designer, carpenter, and prop master did a fantastic job. This set feels homey and lived in every single aspect. Johnny's house, the backyard, and the newly added Grotto's Grove all feel energized and lived in. This will always be one of my personal favorite television environments. Alongside a complete set revamp, the cast also got a major upgrade. Just like in the shorts, Johnny goes to live in his great-uncle's house in an attempt to isolate himself to work on his music. He then finds out he shares the land with mystical creatures called Sprites. He teaches the Sprites and you at home what it means to be human, how morality and the world around us are tightly woven together to make up the human experience.
Ginger? Yeah? So what do you think about people overall? Oh, I really like them. I find them very interesting. How so? Well, we have a lot in common, for one thing. Because, we both follow our hearts a lot of the time, and sometimes our heads, but sometimes it's hard to do both at the same time.
Yeah, it is hard.
So Johnny teaches us a lot of songs and helps us figure out, how to work the two things out.
That's great.
Ginger, played by Leslie Carr Rudolph, is a rash air sprite. She's extremely energetic and very curious about the human world. She's a starry-eyed sprite who is always making up new games to play.
Hi there, I'm Johnny, and I'd like you to meet my good friend Basil. Basil, meet...
Hold on, Johnny. I'm reading all about humans.
Oh, well that's a coincidence because I'd like you to meet...
Do you know that humans have no antennae? Oh, I'm sorry, of course you do.
Basil, there are some humans right here.
Humans?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, don't just stare at them, say something.
Something.
He's smart, he's sensitive, he's Basil on Johnny and the Sprites. Today, 10 a.m. Australia, 12 noon New Zealand on Playhouse Disney Channel.
Huh. Funny. You don't look 7 feet tall.
Basil, played by Tim Legassi, is the brainiac Earth sprite. He's more reserved than Ginger is, but also loves nothing more than his garden, his friends, and you.
Hey, Lilly! Well, I am here for my swimming lesson.
What are you wearing?
Oh, well, I just wanted to be prepared.
Oh, dear.
Oh, and I'm sorry I'm late.
Oh, that's all right, Johnny. The water doesn't mind.
Oh, thank you.
The only thing is it's almost time for my watercoloring lesson with the fussies, and then, oh my gosh, I have a yoga session with Ginger, and after that, plant watering with Basil, and then I have to clean up the water. What?
Breathe.
She's sparkly. She's swimmy. She's Lilly. A new Sprite on Johnny and the Sprites. A new half-hour TV show weekend mornings at 10, 9 Central on Playhouse Disney.
See you real soon.
Bring your bathing suit.
Lilly, played by Carmen Osbar, is the anxious water sprite. She is highly artistic and helps introduce the audience to Spanish. She's the most mature of the sprites and often asserts herself in a mentoring role above the others.
And that's when the first Sprite came to Grotto's Grove. Cool. Oh, hi, I'm Johnny, and this is Root. Oh, Root?
Hi, Bunny. Can you take me in the car?
Oh, sure. Root's a little shy. Yeah.
How do you think that makes me feel fun?
Oh, but he's very excited to meet you.
I really want to see it too.
And Root really wants to sing a song. Go ahead, Root. Okay.
Skiddly-doodly-doo. I mean, back, ba-boom, back.
Skiddly-doodly-doo. You're Root. Good job.
Thank you.
He's shy. He's sweet. He's Root. A new Sprite on Johnny and the Sprites. Weekend mornings at 10, 9 Central on Playhouse Disney.
We'll see you real soon.
Love you.
Root, played by Heather Ashe, is the best sprite, and it's not even close.
Oh, Tina?
Nanny?
Oh, come on.
Open the door. Oh, Nanny.
Oh, boy.
Here's your giant tomato.
Yeah, I can see that. Humans don't usually grow tomatoes this big.
I know. Let's hide it.
Little Root is a small Earth sprite who just wants to learn everything he can. He's hilarious, and all the other sprites help Root into becoming a sprite while he's still budding.
It's Sage, the oldest and wisest Sprite in Grotto's Grove. He loves to joke.
You little furball! I cracked myself up.
Enjoys a good nap.
Sage?
Oh, yeah.
But we need your help, and he's wacky for Wheedleberries.
Oh, good, more Wheedleberries. Yay, good time.
Watch Sage on Johnny and the Sprites, weekends at 11:10 Central on Playhouse Disney.
You always give me such good advice.
I do? Of course I do. Bye.
Sage, also played by John Tartaglia, is the oldest and wisest sprite. Apparently. He's senile and is mainly just there to listen to the problems of the sprites as they work it out on their own.
Seymour! Johnny! What are you doing standing up? I haven't seen you on your feet in, 75 years.
What? Seymour, played by Jim Krupa, is a schmoll who lives under Johnny's backyard. He's one of the few characters who is in both the shorts and the mainline series. The Fuzzies are exactly like the Doozers of Fraggle Rock, work-centric side characters. They were also original characters from the shorts, and I believe the only one given a name is this purple one named Frank. Between the shorts and the full show release, Mrs. Moldy Stew died. That's not canon, I made it up, but probably. She doesn't appear in the mainline show. The only other semi-reoccurring characters in the show are Gwen, played by Natalie Venetian Belkin, and Johnny's sister Tina, played by Sutton Foster. Gwen is a jack of all trades, and every appearance seems to have a new passion or skill.
And as my Aunt Millie always says, you never know what you can do until you try out
something new. True.
And Tina lives in Hawaii, or something. I just think it's cool that Sutton Foster is in this show.
It all adds up to my brother.
It all adds up to my sister.
My brother.
My sister. My friend. To the
For most children's shows, there's so many of puppets teaching lessons either in morality or mathematics or nature. Do you think puppets are one of the best ways to get those lessons across? If so, why? Sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah. Just yeah on that is because whether they're brightly colored or between the lines where they're just a regular animal or a Zaboomafoo, that sticks out in your head. I don't know why. You can do it with a cartoon and it sticks too. But with a puppet, I think because it feels so lifelike. It feels so like it's talking directly right to you into the camera. And so breathable in a way. And then that goes back to the puppeteer just doing an outstanding job as well as, everybody else on the set. But yeah, I think puppetry is one of the best forms for me personally, and I'm pretty sure you probably agree too.
Oh, absolutely.
That, look, after all these years, when we see Bear, it's like a sense of, hey, I know you, or like seeing an old friend, like I know you, I'm familiar with you.
Yeah.
And we'll never forget that. And then, you know, if we end up having kids later on down the line or whatever happens, or cousins or whoever we pass that down to, they'll remember it. And it just carries on from generation to generation. And like, I think you said this even in your Muppet video as well. You said it carries, you know, those characters, like you said, in puppets in general, they carry, you know, and they stand the test of time.
Did the monkey mail come?
Did the monkey mail come?
Yes, the monkey mail came.
Well, who's it from?
It's from Johnny and the Sprites.
And it says, have a spofulous day.
Johnny and the Sprites are coming up next.
On Playhouse Disney.
On January 13th of 2007, the full-length show airs. The point of the show is to frame conflict in a way that legitimizes the character's problems without putting them down. Ginger is self-conscious in her body and doesn't like the way that she looks. Johnny screws up the environment. Root is sick. The Sprites experience loss. Johnny screws up the environment. Food gets stolen. Johnny screws up the environment. The show also teaches children a moral baseline on how they should treat the people around them. Forgiving Basil's forgetfulness. How to not only speak to others, but listen. How you should treat your workers, keep them happy, and appreciate them for all that they do. The show always wraps its message in a nice little bow through song, breaking it down into a simple and easy-to-understand way.
Come on, let's visit Johnny and the Sprites in Grotto's Grove. Get ready to sing.
I just can't get enough when you're outside. The laughter never ends. Stop and listen. You'll be amazed at the things you can hear. There's nobody quite like you.
Like me. So much music, you'll want to get up and dance with Johnny and the Sprites in Grotto's Grove. Weekend mornings on Playhouse Disney.
The show was received beautifully by families and received 8 Daytime Emmy nominations between 2008 and 2009. You know what? Let's make this video a little bit more interactable. Pop quiz question. What show beat out Johnny and the Sprites for the 2008 Daytime Emmy Award of Art Design, Set Decoration, and Scenic Design? Well, let's think. What shows could have possibly had a better set design in 2008? Both Breaking Bad and Sweet Life on Deck made their debut. The Office and Mad Men just started picking up steam. Which one of these shows could have possibly had better? The Ellen Show. Somehow, Ellen DeGeneres beat out Johnny and the Sprites, Bunnytown, and Between the Lions.
Hey, you! Can you tell me a joke? Can you tell me a joke, please?
Okay.
Woohoo!
And you can play along too. It's a knock-knock joke, so when I say knock-knock, you say, who's there?
Oh, this is gonna be so much fun!
Knock-knock.
Who's there?
Boo.
Boo-hoo!
Don't cry, because Johnny and the Sprites is coming up right now on Playhouse Disney.
Boo-hoo. Oh, I get it, like we were crying! That's very funny!
On April 19th, 2008, Johnny and the Sprites aired for the final time. From there, the show slowly drifted from everyone's mind. Thankfully, this wouldn't be the final time we got to see Johnny and his friends. Johnny and select characters were seen in and out of news segments, music festivals, Disney stores, book festivals, and the Gotham Hall in Manhattan throughout 2007, 8, and 9. Johnny and Basil made their last public appearance at the Who Wants to Be a Puppeteer conference in Connecticut. For those of us who grew up with Johnny, Ginger, Basil, Groot. For those of us who grew up with Johnny, Basil, Ginger, Root, and Lilly, we really learned about the world around us. That's not something I can say about many shows. Every single character spoke directly through the camera, speaking to you, creating an unbreakable bond. It's usually that part in the video where I'll ask you to go down and comment your favorite character or episode and really start a conversation with people who idolize the show as much as I do. However, I'm willing to bet that not many of you share this crazy obsession with this early 2000s puppet show. So instead, I'm going to offer this. In the description will be an archive.org link containing the entire first season. Go right now and watch an episode or 2. My recommendations are Aloha Johnny and Fuzzy's Day Off. Watch it, and I really hope you'll walk away with the same level of excitement and love as I have. The full series is available to purchase on Apple TV. Recently, Between the Lions and Fraggle Rock have gotten reboots, and I don't see a reason why Johnny and the Sprites can't have the same treatment. Lessons of learning how to treat workers, body positivity, celebrating the differences we all share. I don't see anything more relevant today than that. With enough vocalization, I really think we can get it to stream on Disney+.
And I think I even talked to Michael about that, and he said, I asked him, I said, are there any, could you give me any little, Easter eggs, and maybe you guys coming back. And he said, all I can tell you is, if you fans keep knocking on the door and like shaking the door and be like, let us in, you know, we want to reboot.
Oh yeah.
Disney Plus, unfortunately, I know the strike and everything on, it's pushing everything back. But he was saying never say never, never say never, because things like Bear in the Big Blue House returning, you know, them putting that on Disney Plus, Boogapoo. He said you never know, so just pretty much keep knocking.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
Here on Playhouse, everybody sing with me. All right. Here on Playhouse Disney.
Thank you genuinely for watching this far. This has been sitting in my video ideas notes folder for as long as I can remember, and I'm glad it's finally real. Huge thanks to Justin for helping out and being a part of this video. Love you, buddy. You're the best. If you want to watch our full conversation, I'll put it up on my second channel. Give it a watch if you love puppets. We dive into puppeteering as an art and the Walt Disney Company's tunnel vision with it. If you enjoyed the video, a like and a comment would really help me out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Hi there! Basil knows lots of magic. Show them a magic spell, Basil.
Which one?
Make something disappear.
Okay. Don't worry. I'll bring Johnny back.
Watch new episodes of Johnny and the Sprites Saturdays at 7:30, 6:30 Central.